morning, everyone. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Stanley Tucci's a lot younger and better looking in real life. Where are we? There we go. So, I assure you I'm not he, nor his stunt double, and my mum assures me she's never met the man. I'm actually Lewis. I'm the go-to-market manager for Monday.com, and although I'm fairly new to the company, I'm actually also a veteran because for 2 years I was a customer. So my background isn't in tech or in software. As I was just introduced, I spent many years in media, marketing and advertising. And when I say many years, I mean many years. In fact, when I first started, I looked like this. Okay. As you can see, this was in the years BC, before children, when I had hair and money. Those days as a disc jockey evolved into becoming a desk jockey, leading creative services, content production, and running organisational change projects for some of the UK's biggest audio advertising brands. So communicating, changing, and leading people into what's next is essentially what I've always done. Now, I'm going to start by saying something controversial. I don't recommend anyone tries this without a responsible adult present. But I'm going to put it out there that we all need to be a little bit more Elon. Now, stay with me. And what do I mean by that? Because let's be honest, in life and on social media, he's not always the easiest to defend. However, in business, he's relentlessly future-focused. He doesn't wait for the world to change. He builds it early. In fact, here's a great quote. Stop being patient and start asking yourself, how do I accomplish my 10-year plan in 6 months? You'll probably fail, but you'll be a lot further along than the person who simply accepted it would take 10 years. That same mindset is the difference between marketers who wait for change to happen and the ones who get ahead of it. Because when you create momentum, the results come faster than you think. Let me elaborate a little bit further. This is Elsie. She's my stepdaughter, and she's a champion swimmer. Next year, she's heading into her GCSEs, and she wants to be a teacher. But the way she'll teach, the way businesses deliver services, will all be completely different by the time she graduates. She's planning her future based only on the world she sees now, and so many businesses are doing the same thing. The reality is that the future of work isn't 3 or 4 years down the line, it's already here. Therefore, the challenge is figuring out how we get tools like AI into how we work today. So before we dive into this little bad boy, let's move past the hype, because while generative AI gets all the headlines, it's actually operational AI that's quietly transforming how marketing gets done. Unlike Gen AI, which still has lots of unknowns around it, operational AI is already delivering real value, taking care of the boring admin, connecting tools, and cutting out the manual tasks that just slow everything down. Yes, some businesses think AI, they can reduce the number of people that they do the same amount of work with. But the smart ones know it gives them the capacity to scale, because it gives human intelligence the space to think, to create, and focus on winning more customers, being more competitive, and making more money. And that's what I want to help you with today, because marketing ops is changing rapidly. There's more pressure to move quicker, prove impact, and do it with the same or fewer people. And the teams that are thriving are the ones using automation and AI to completely rethink how work gets done. Because AI can't just drop in and fix everything. It only works when you've got the right system in place to start with. And that's where work management comes in, because AI doesn't replace workflows, it amplifies them. So before we chase the shiny stuff, let's talk about why change matters in the first place. Firstly, research tells us that 85% of the typical work week is spent on collaborative work. Employees say, on average, they spend 21 hours a week on non-essential activities. That's 2.5 work days. But here's the good news. When you properly automate the mundane, everyday stuff, you get back almost 1/3 of your time. And suddenly those old ways of working don't look so harmless now, do they? Because scattered tools and siloed teams don't just slow you down, they add stress, delay delivery, and cost real money. And as the pace of doing business accelerates, the price and cost of all this is going up. More campaigns require more communication, but more communication creates room for more poor communication, which in turn impacts your people, your productivity, and your already stretched marketing resources. So what's really getting in the way? Outdated processes being held together by stressed people and spreadsheets. Soaring volume, more work, more channels, more complexity. And those disconnected teams and tools, meaning there's no single source of truth, only noise. But let's be honest, the minute you mention workflows and processes, this is normally the look you get. Because process sounds like it's going to be a constraint or another layer of complexity, when the reality is actually quite the opposite. To prove that point, I was working with a creative team in my last role, and I got them to draw when they were at their most creative. In the shower, commuting, working out, having a couple of glasses of wine, if I'm honest. Grape juice and creative juice seem to be quite heavily aligned. And then I asked them to flip the paper and draw the things that kill their productivity. Interruptions, update requests, incomplete briefs, pointless meetings, and long waits for decisions. And that's when they realized process isn't the enemy, bad process is the enemy. Because the right processes don't get in the way, they get stuff out the way. Good process provides the structure and freedom for productivity and creativity to flourish. Alongside that, the need for speed is now relentless. That's why work management tools aren't a nice to have. In the world of AI-powered marketing, they're now essential. Time is money, and your ability to get to market on time and on budget relies on teams being able to operate with agility. But as the number of product launches, channels, and assets multiply, speed and agility become much harder to achieve. Reacting quickly, staying aligned, dealing with greater complexity are all far harder to manage as you get bigger. Then add in the fact that when you're operating in a world of spreadsheets and emails, you're actually doing this. By the time the information is gathered, put into Excel, emailed to someone, then put into a PowerPoint for you to look at and make a decision on, you're effectively flying blind. Quick show of hands, who's getting on a plane to go on holiday this year? What if you heard this from the cockpit on the way over?
This is your captain speaking. We'll be flying blind today. No live instruments, no live data, but we got a few printouts from a couple of weeks ago, so fingers crossed.
Then why run a business that way? You can't lead with lagging data. If you're the one accountable for landing things on time and on budget, you need live, actionable insights. You want issues and risks flagged to you at the earliest possible opportunity, so you can make key decisions and take corrective actions decisively, confidently, and immediately. And this is where a platform like Monday.com comes in. And I'm sure many of you know this only too well. You've now got 3 times the work, but you don't have 3 times the people in order to be able to deliver it. So what can you do? Well, the only thing you can do is to go back to your processes and buy yourself back that time. You also need a better way to handle the workload, to give you the time to think clearly, with a clear view on what's being done where, by who, and by when. And finally, to end the disconnection by bringing your people, your work, and your data into one place. Let me show you what that actually looks like. So this is a connected approach built by one of our customers, and it brings order across 3 key fronts. Planning, so you only create what's needed, aligned to goals. Execution, so teams can collaborate in real time, not over email chains. And reporting, so you know what's worked and where to find it. Whether you're launching products, running campaigns, or building brand, it runs through one streamlined system. It aligns customer needs with company goals. It's your single source of truth, where teams report to, report from, and stay accountable within. And now let's add AI into that. What we're seeing is companies that have adopted AI in a meaningful way are achieving some pretty big results. For example, Forbes say AI can help boost productivity by 40%. PwC said it can cut product development time in half and reduce R&D costs by 30%. For marketers, that means more product launches and an even greater need for visibility on what's coming and when. But right now, only 14% of companies are actually adopting it in a meaningful way. Why? Because the biggest mistake they're making is treating it as a separate system. Meaningful adoption means building it into the flow of work, not adding more layers on top of it. So it shouldn't be another tool to manage, another login that people ignore or try and dance around, or another layer of complexity that ticks a box, we're doing AI, but delivers no real team benefit. Because there's AI, and there's AI that helps you get work done. The kind I mentioned earlier, the kind that's already transforming how marketing teams run, and that's operational AI. And our approach to AI is simple. First, take care of the work you don't have time for, so you can focus on the work that actually matters and the parts of the job that you actually enjoy. Then we help you do that work better. And finally, we've built a way for you to stay one step ahead, managing risks, surfacing insights, and helping you make confident decisions. In essence, we build products that make the world of work better. And that's why we're the only work management platform recognized as the leader in 3 Gartner categories: for marketing work management, for collaborative work management, and for adaptive project management and reporting. So naturally, what I'm going to show you today is through the lens of Monday.com, because that's what we're working with. And since marketing teams are actually our biggest user base, I'm going to use our features to frame what AI should really be doing for you. Whether you're a customer already or just here for some ideas, you'll get to see what good could look like. So what we've done is baked AI into Monday in 3 powerful ways. AI Blocks puts AI right at your fingertips to boost the work that you're already doing. Product Power-Ups tackle the harder stuff like risk management and accurate reporting. And Agentive AI acts like an endless assistant, taking care of the tasks that you don't need human interaction for. So here's a good example. With AI Blocks, you don't have to stop, think, and prompt manually. Monday is seeing what you're working on and then automatically handling the next couple of steps for you. So let me demonstrate. Let's start by using Monday Work Forms to create 1 point of entry for all your marketing requests. Imagine that, 1 point of entry. Whether it's a campaign brief, a creative task, or one of those, can you do me a favor? You decide what's collected, where it goes, and remember the first rule of Marketing Club. If it's not in Monday, it doesn't exist. Just like IT, they won't fix your laptop unless you put a ticket in. The same rules apply when you want something out of marketing. And then it's wizardry, Harry, because as soon as the form is submitted, AI takes over. In seconds, it reads the request, summarizes it, extracts key details like deadlines, deliverables, stakeholders, and then auto-assigns it to the right person based on workload, role, or priority. Once assigned, you can start working on that brief in real time, set goals, add key dates, and agree what success looks like before work begins. And no, you don't need hacker-level coding skills in order to set any of this up, because our workflow builder lets you lay it out step by step. You just build a tree of when this happens, do that, click create, and the system sets it all up for you. Another great example, you're expanding, launching campaigns into 25 new countries. That means every ad, landing page, asset, and email needs localizing. So you end up chasing vendors, juggling timelines, and adding extra costs. Or with AI, that whole process runs automatically. Content gets auto-translated, added to your campaign board, ready to review, tweak, and go live. No chasing, no delays. And what about tracking risks or managing reporting? This is where Monday AI becomes your AI, your always on, always aware executive lens. No more hunting for red flags because risks find you. It scans your entire portfolio in real time, flags campaign delays early, shows budgets starting to creep, and spots supplier issues before they affect delivery. It doesn't just report risks, it then recommends the actions to take in order to rectify them, turning insight into foresight and allowing for faster, more confident risk response. Let me ask you, how long does it take you to pull together your monthly board reports? Pulling numbers, chasing updates, formatting slides. Now imagine this. 1 click. An AI turns your dashboard into a polished executive-ready report with charts and insights in plain English without the waffle or someone's opinion. You can even schedule those reports to go out automatically. A PDF sent straight to your inbox, your stakeholders, your clients, even your mobile. 0 clicks given. This is how marketing stops showing their work and starts proving their worth. And then there's Agentive AI, your own on-demand support team. They assist and they help execute, picking up the work that just gets in the way of what they were actually hired to do. Here's an example. Say again, you want a new process built. You describe it, the AI agent just builds it. You need some extra insights, just ask, and Monday AI, again, does it for you. Your AI team handles all the things that just clog your inbox. Can you send me the latest deck? Where's that asset? Who signed off that budget? It's not replacing anyone, it's just dealing with the stuff that no one has time for. And this is how AI becomes the engine for creative scale, not a replacement for human craft. And for the IT crowd, unlike recent news regarding some vendors, and I won't cast any Asana aspersions on that one, our AI is one that you can trust. We only use trusted vendors. Your data never trains anyone else's models. It follows the same high levels of security, encryption, and governance as the rest of the platform, plus we built in guardrails to prevent misuse. And also with a few clicks, I think the panel were talking about it earlier, you can securely connect all your favorite AI assistants and tools, like Claude, Cursor, and Windsurf. You can create items, update statuses, assign owners, all from a prompt. You control the permissions, no servers to manage, no code, just AI-powered productivity. So now you've seen the destination, let's finish by talking about where to start. And here are a few of my top tips for bringing AI into your work. Firstly, follow the friction. Ask your team what slows them down, what frustrates them, and what they'd fix first. And then do just that, fix those first. Because AI works best when it's solving real pain points, cutting manual work, streamlining tasks, and freeing up your team to drive the bottom line. Next, ask how does AI slot into our existing workflows, because it shouldn't disrupt and it shouldn't create new silos. It should enhance productivity by automating repetitive tasks, delivering real-time insights, and making the tools you already use work smarter. And finally, adoption should feel natural. That means start simple with 1 or 2 high-impact tasks that you already do daily. Use AI to make them faster and easier. Because if you let your team feel the value quickly, that's how you'll win their buy-in. And that's how you also connect strategy right through to execution. Because ultimately, AI has to be part of the solution, not another problem. Remember, treat AI as part of your workflows, not a separate tool. Build it into how you work. And finally, the decision you face is simple. Either wait for AI to evolve into a nice, neat package, which, by the way, it never will by its very nature because it will keep evolving, or be more Elon and start building your AI advantage now. Therefore, the choice you need to make is AI or die, because AI isn't just about saving time. It's about rethinking how we work and what we spend our time on. The real value isn't AI instead of people, it's AI with people. The sweet spot lies at the point where artificial intelligence meets actual intelligence. And that's why upskilling our teams to use AI effectively really matters, because AI won't replace marketers, but it will replace the ones who don't adapt. The ones like this guy, still waiting on sign-off, still refreshing his inbox, and still trying to get an update. So here's my challenge to you. If you want to spend less time in spreadsheets, less time firefighting, and get to decisions faster, don't wait for change to happen. Build the infrastructure that makes it inevitable. Start with your teams. They're your best business consultants because they know how the work really gets done. They know what works, they know what doesn't, where the blockers are, what frustrates them, and most importantly, they know how to fix them. And then set them this challenge. What could you automate, redesign, or reimagine if AI was your co-pilot, not your competitor? And then ask yourself, how am I going to reinvest the time that we save into growing the business? And guess what else? When you lead your teams into effectively using a work management system, all the time saved, the extra revenue, the value that gets delivered back to the business has your name on it, which is why Stanley Tucci's love child is standing in Manchester talking to you today. So I hope I fulfilled my goal to leave you inspired and fired up to rethink how you work and shown you how powering your marketing operations with AI using a platform like Monday.com can drive better results faster. And if you want to see more, please come and see us on our stand outside. We've set up some marketing workflows that we'd love to show you. And before I disappear, have I got time to do a quick llama race? Yes? Right, get your phones out, quick. We've got a high-end Monday.com goodie bag outside. First 50 people, you need to scan that QR code. If I can make this go full screen. Where's it gone? There we go. Scan that QR code, and this turns into a... Is it not on? That's not good.
It's invisible.
It's invisible. How do I get that onto the other screen? It's not on your... Can I do this? Hang on a second. Let me see if I can go to my settings for display settings and not mirror it. That's what I need to do, don't I? Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, it's not that one I need. It's not on your... Oh, that's a shame. I was trying to get this onto the second screen. Will that go on there? Where's it gone? Apologies, everybody. We might try and do it on the stand during the break then, if you want to come out and have a go at that. It's a little bit of fun that you can scan your details in. If you don't know about llamas, it's part of our advertising campaign. It's part of the gamification of the platform where all your tasks are llamas on a llama farm. And as you complete your tasks, your llamas walk around quite happily. If you don't, then they start sitting down on you. So it's part of our culture, the llama farm. We'll put it on the big screen during the break. I need 50 people to come and scan the code because it starts automatically when the 50th person goes in there. So the first 50 to come over and scan it. It's a rather nice goodie bag that's full of some really nice stuff, so it's well worth doing, and we'll have a go in there.